Hi guys, I hope you're all doing really well. If you're new here, my name is Anushka. Today we're actually going to be making cinnamon rolls. I'm making it from scratch and that's the first time I'm doing it. I've always avoided it because I'm not the biggest fan of making dough. But anyways, we'll see how this goes. I'm so excited. Cinnamon rolls is like one of my favorite sweet things to eat. Everyone in the house is excited because we just love cinnamon rolls, right? The recipe that I'm using will be linked in the info box. So yeah guys, if you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and let's jump straight into this video.
Okay, so now you're gonna first need a big bowl and we're gonna use some flour. This is 345 grams of plain flour, and then we have 50 grams of granulated sugar, and we're just gonna mix this up. I also added a bit of salt in there, and now I'm gonna use some instant dried yeast, and that's 2 1/4 teaspoons of it. And here we're going to use some water, milk, butter, and we're going to warm this up in the microwave. All the measurements will be in the info box along with a link to the recipe that I followed. So once this is warmed up, you're going to just mix it all together, and we're going to add this to our dry ingredients. I'm just first using a spoon to mix this all up roughly, and I also added in 1 large egg. Managed to get some shell in there, so try not to do that, guys. I first put gloves for when I started to use my hands, but it didn't work out too well. So yeah, I ended up mixing the dough with my hands. Of course, make sure you wash them thoroughly, and I also removed my rings too. And yeah, you just need to knead the dough for around like 3 to 5 minutes. I put some flour all over the counter, and also make sure that your counter's squeaky clean, and you just want to knead this in. Basically this was really sticky at first, but once you incorporate a bit more flour, I also asked my sister to add in a bit more flour because it was way too sticky to work with. But just have patience and slowly add flour. Don't add too much because then it was going to be too dry. So as you can see here, I asked my sister to roughly add a little bit on top, and it would actually help if you covered your hands with flour as well. I feel like if I did that, it would have been a bit better. So I'm mostly using the ball point of my hands and really like pushing it in towards the counter, and it will slowly become a nice neat ball of dough. This is why I don't like working with dough, guys. It just gets all over the place. Like, I've always avoided it, but it's satisfying once you get to the end point, right? So yeah, it should become something like this. I got there in the end, guys. I'm greasing up a bowl and I'm putting the dough in here and lightly covering it up, and you want to put it aside for 10 minutes and it becomes a bit big. On the side I'm going to make the filling, and here I'm using some cinnamon and butter and also some light brown sugar, and you want to put this in the microwave for a bit. So I literally just put it in the microwave for like 10 or 20 seconds. You just want the butter a little bit melted, and then it will just mix all together really well. So now we have our dough, and we're going to again put some flour all over the counter. Yes, lovely, so satisfying. My mum got this silicone roller pin, and it's so handy because it barely stuck to the dough, to be honest. And I'm gonna roll this out as a rectangle. It says 14" by 8" in the recipe. I literally could not find a ruler in my house. Like, how is that normal, guys? No ruler. It's so annoying. But yeah, now I'm gonna lay out the filling roughly, just a thin layer, and then we're gonna roll this up. Now this bit was so hard, guys. Oh my god, I was struggling. It says roll it tightly, but it was really hard to roll out the dough because it was sticking to my counter even though I put flour down. But I managed to get this in the end. My camera stopped recording for some reason. So I ended up cutting the roll in pieces, in even pieces, and I just laid them out in this, what is this called, a dish, a baking tray, a pot, I have no idea what, like, literally mind blank. Anyways, as you can see, I just laid them out like this. I covered them really tightly, and with cling film you can use foiling paper, you don't have to use this cling film. And then I put a towel over it and put it to the side for like an hour and a half, and look how big and fluffy they got. This is like an important step for sure. So then I put them in the oven for like, I would say 30 to 35 minutes, and they came out like this. So beautiful, so fluffy and golden. And on the side I made some icing for the buns. It's just icing sugar and milk, and drizzled that all over. Just be generous with it. And yeah, there you go, those are your cinnamon buns. So beautiful and pretty, literally so fluffy, and yeah, so satisfying. I was really happy with the dough, given the fact that this is my first time making dough, guys. Okay, I've now got my cinnamon bun. It smells so good. Let's try this. That is bomb. Look at the cinnamon in there. It's like really fluffy as well. Guys, I'm so pleased with my cinnamon buns. Look how beautiful that looks. Very golden, chewy, and like fluffy. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this little video, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know what I should make next, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video.